Paya Lebar Airbase is a military airbase of the Republic of Singapore Air Force and the United States Air Force located at Airport Road in Paya Lebar in the central eastern part of Singapore. Being the place where I served the majority of my national service, the location brings back memories of simpler times, times of growth, times of maturity as an individual. The place to be, but we can't, is simply a glimpse of the history of the location, clips of my own experiences in the base, as well as a look into the future of what Paya Lebar Airbase could transform to become. The goal of this narrative is to bring us closer to this location that is classified and blocked from the public eye, as well as explore the relationship between photographs and the limitations the military imposes on us and on what we can see.
Interview Mr. M.S. Varma, Real 54. Mr. Varma, can you tell us about the starting of the Paya Lebar Airport in Singapore?
Yeah, Paya Lebar Airport, first it was Kallang. After Kallang, after the World War, only the Paya Lebar was considered.
Why was it considered?
Because Kallang was already right in the city, you know. Every time the plane flies, you know, the whole vibration was there. And it was a dangerous thing, you know, as all countries are now feeling, you know, you should never fly over a city. Because anything can happen to a plane, you know. And Paya Lebar was chosen because it was partly vacant and there was no progress on the side, you know. So they were thought, you know, that it will be a much more safer for people, plane to land and all that. But as Singapore progressed, they found Paya Lebar was not a proper thing for them, you know. They want a much bigger thing, much bigger space and all that. And the difficult part of Singapore was, whenever a plane takes off, it always has to fly either in the space of Malaysia or in the space of Indonesia.
Recording with Mr. Grindel Grost, session number 2524, Reel 6. So would you be correct to say that this group of men actually stayed with you for many years?
What the organization did was, or the chief fire officer at that time was a European.
In 2017 and 2018, I worked as a clerk in the Air Power Generation Command Headquarters in the Human Resource Department. Although most of my days were served in an office, during my time I was able to experience and explore what happens inside Paya Lebar Airbase. I was able to explore the interior of the base as well as see military operations in action. These are just a few interesting stories I'd like to share. So every Friday morning, the squadron organizes a 5-kilometer run. The starting point would be the outside of our office building near the entrance of the base. The route goes deep into the base, so we will pass places like the cookhouse, the control towers, the hangars, and eventually we would run alongside the runway. So there will always be this scenic view of the runway that we will see every morning, and there will always be rows of aircrafts as well as loud sounds of jets warming up. We would pass by the old airport terminal that is now an office building for the ST Engineering Aerospace headquarters, as well as other departments. Towards the end of the track, we would reach the fire station for the Changi Airport Emergency Service, the fire department for Changi Airport located in our base. So while I was there, I managed to witness the Air Power Generation Command Change of Command Parade, short for COC. This was a parade that they would hold every time a commander hands over his or her position to a new person. Although I was just a clerk, I was asked to roleplay as a VIP for the parade rehearsals. So funny enough, they put me as the role of the commander who was stepping down. So we were asked to convene at the old Paya Lebar Airport terminal. Everyone thinks that the Air Force is typically more slack compared to the Army. So that statement is probably true, but this was an incident that kind of changed my mind. So a lot of the time was spent waiting around, and the place was filled with people, airmen, specialist officers who were participating in the parade. Suddenly, with Paya Lebar Airbase relocating in the 2030s onwards, the Urban Redevelopment Authority in Singapore plans to build a highly livable and sustainable new town around the already existing industrial developments surrounding the location. The possibility of what this neighborhood could be is immense, and the URA is open to listen to suggestions and ideas to co-vision a community for the future. In this chapter, I invite you to assemble your own vision and cross the very threshold of your imagination of what this future of Paya Lebar could be. How much of Paya Lebar would you keep? How much would you take away? Notice the elements located by the side of the image. Here, you're able to move the elements within the image to build your own world. You should be able to draw your own image as well by clicking and dragging your mouse across the page.